All right, all right. Awesome, 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 awesome. So, guys, if you can hear me, I simply want you to type "let's go" in the comment section and let us begin. Okay, so let me send one more reminder to the group chat and then we can get started. Awesome, 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 awesome. All right, all right. So, I think I've done the reminder. Nothing is entering remain again. Okay, cool. So let us get started. So I'm just going to wait like maybe like 1 more minute. While we wait, I'm going to give you some do's and don'ts of this webinar because obviously not everyone who is live here right now with us is actually here for the webinar, right? Some people they have whatever reason it is that brought them here. Some people are not here to learn, some people are here to just say nonsense and cause chaos, basically. Right? So I'm going to be addressing every single person and let's go. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is number one. If you don't have data, you don't have data, you want to join this webinar, you want to stay until the end of everything I'm going to be teaching you on today's webinar, and you don't have data, then this most likely is not going to be for you. Right? Now, the second one is if you are looking for a get rich quick scheme, freelancing is not a get rich quick scheme. It's something that can make you a ton of money, but it's not something that you say you join today and in the next month you've made 30 million naira or you've made 5 million naira, right? It takes time for you to actually grow along with it. Now, another thing is simply if you cannot speak good English, you cannot write good English, you cannot understand good English. None of this is for you. This is not for you if you are among if you don't if you cannot do any of that. So what I would like you to do is now is to simply exit the webinar because this won't work for you. Okay. So on that note, let's begin. I believe I've sent the reminder. So let me just send one last one. So join us now and let me send the last reminder and then we begin. 1, 2. Cool. All right. Awesome. That has been done. That has been done. Let's begin. All right, guys. So today we're going to be talking about freelancing and how it can change your life. And not just change your life, but how you can earn in dollars while living in Nigeria, right? So one illustration I like to do is like right here with me. This is a stack of, I think it's 100,000 naira plus in naira, basically, right? Cool. And this is $100 bill, right? Now, I'd like to give an illustration so you understand what you are getting into. Now, let's say you give a child this stack of 100,000 naira, and you also give him this $100 bill, right? Maybe let's say it's two. It's only one I have here, basically, and you want to get this same dollar, one of these notes from the child. Which do you think will be easier for the child to let go? Keep in mind, the child does not know the value of any of these things. He doesn't know if this one is better or if this one is better. Now he's going to want to let go of this one because this seems like the lesser amount of whatever this paper is, right? And that's the one that is easier to let go. Now, what I'm showing you here is that it is much more easier for you to earn at least 300k naira, that's $500, 300k plus naira from a single project or a single job or a single opportunity than it is for you to do that, for you to earn 200k from your Nigerian employee. And this $500 could be for jobs that take you like what am I saying, like 3 days to complete, 5 days to complete, 1 week to complete. It could also be monthly, depends on what it is you do and what high income skill it is that you actually have. Okay, so I have given the illustration. On that note, let me just mention one more thing again. So like I said, there are going to be different people from here. I have people who invited you guys to attend this class. And obviously, while I'm holding the class, there are going to be people who is going to be saying nonsense. If you are here for the class, I would say you should not pay attention to them. But if you choose to pay attention to them, it's your business. I really don't give a fuck. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to share my screen now, And if you can see my screen, simply type let's go or let's get started and let's proceed. Okay. Yep. And that's it. Cool, 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 cool. All right. Awesome, 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 awesome. Cool, 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 cool. All right. All right, let's proceed. So, boom, 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 boom. All right. So, once again, you are welcome to today's webinar. Right? Now, on today's webinar, we're going to be talking about, on today's webinar, we're going to be learning the new way. Three secret ways. I won't even call it secrets. I would say it's something that is out there, but most people do not know how to take advantage of it, right? To freelance your way into making at least $1,000 per month and above. Now, I'm going to be showing you three major things that you need to do as a freelancer, or even if you're a complete newbie, you've never heard of freelancing before, you've never done freelancing before, to earn at least $1,000 and above each month, even if you don't have a skill and even if you've never been paid in dollars before. Okay. Now, a few things to note before we get started. I already mentioned them, but for those who are joining us now, it's number one, if you don't have data, if you don't have data, this is most likely not for you. Number two, you should already be in a quiet place that has good network reception so you can follow everything I'm going to be teaching you here live today and follow it thoroughly, right? Number three, if you cannot speak English, you cannot understand good English, you cannot write in good English, then this definitely is not going to work for you because you're going to be working with international companies, companies in the first world countries like United States, United Arab Emirates, New Zealand, Australia, and the rest of that. So you want to be able to speak English to a very good certain degree for that. Okay. And lastly, at the end of this webinar, I'm going to be giving you an offer. Now, this offer is not for everyone. If you decide to get in, that's fine. If you decide not to get in, that is also fine. The decision is entirely yours to make. Okay? So let's continue. Now, the goal of today's webinar is to help you understand what freelancing is and for you to see the numerous possibilities that comes with working with foreign clients and how this can upgrade your finances. Okay? Now, you see, unless you're already rich, chances are that the current state of the Nigerian economy is messing you up. And even if by chance you are doing pretty good, the recent naira to dollar price crash must have woken you up and reopened your eyes for you the need for you to earn in dollars. Now, why this is important is because if as of beginning of 2022 you were earning, let's say, you were earning about you were earning about 500K at the beginning of 2022. By the end of 2022, you would have been able to buy less things that you could buy with your salary at the beginning of 2022. Whereas if you're earning $1,000 per month at the beginning of 2022, by the end of 2022, you would have been able to buy more things, and you instead of your $1,000 being 550K, which would have been at the beginning of the year, it would have been around 750,000 naira or more than that without you doing anything. All because you're earning in dollars and your income is more stable, while the Nigerian economy fluctuates and tries to frustrate those, right? Now, if you stay on to the end of today's webinar, you're going to be learning things like what freelancing is and how you can get started, where to find high paying foreign clients that will pay you in dollars, how you can position yourself as a Nigerian freelancer to attract international clients, right? Very important. How to choose a profitable skill to sell as a freelancer. You're going to learn the criteria for choosing a profitable skill. Most people who know about freelancing do not know that, do not do this, and yet they are stuck and wondering why are they not earning at least $500 to $1,000 or even $2,000 and more every single month, right? I'm also going to choose you how to choose in. I'm also going to show you how you can choose an industry that you can work in as a freelancer and lots more. Now, just in case we are moving and this screen is not clear to you, that is definitely from your network, right? So what you want to do is click the top right of your screen, tap your screen, click the top right. You see a settings button there. Click on it, and to show you basically, it will show you display quality, or you just call it quality. Now, instead of leaving it in auto, put it at either 480 pixel, go to advanced and select a specific resolution, and put it in either 480p or 720p, and your screen will be clear. If not, it's your network. It's basically from your network, okay? Now, you're going to learn how to do all of the things I just mentioned using the three fail-proof steps that I'll be showing to you shortly, okay? Now, who is this for? This is for you if you are fed up with the current situation of things in Nigeria and you want to do better for yourself financially. So you can help yourself and your loved ones and provide for your family, basically, right? This webinar is also for you if you work a 9 to 5 job where you work yourself tirelessly, sorry, yet you are underappreciated and underpaid, and you want something that you can do either on the side or you can move to full time and take care of yourself, right? Lastly, this is for you if you're a young person anywhere in the world and you're worried about your future and what it has in store for you, and maybe you're a housewife who doesn't have anything that you're currently doing and you're looking for a way to earn money legitimately online, then this is for you, right? And you don't want to earn online with bringing 5 people or bringing 3 people or all of those kind of things, right? You simply want something that you can do on the low without being too popular and yet still making a lot of money from it. Now, if this is you or you fall under any of these criteria, then I want you to sit back, get rid of all distractions, and let us get started. Now, what makes this webinar different, or what makes this presentation different, is that you get to learn directly from someone who has actually walked the talk. Now, this is a screenshot of my profile from earlier last year. It was $13,000 in the space of 5 months. That's an average of $3,000 every single month. And if we simply go on Upwork right here, you can still verify it. You can type in your browser, maybe after this class, to basically verify that on your own end. It's delaying me. Okay, so while we wait for that to load up, let's go back to the class. Okay, that's loaded up, right? So you can see it's Walter A. Naira, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, blah, 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 $16,000 plus earned with just 12 jobs. And there are so many more I've done, even outside Upwork. Upwork is just one particular platform for freelancing. Okay, cool. Let's continue. Now, before we get started, let me introduce myself because I believe a vast majority of people who are here actually do not know me. Right? My name is Walter Inaya. I'm a top-rated plus freelance copywriter. I'm an 8-figure freelancer. I'm a mentor to over 3,000 plus students that have collectively made over $2.5 million in the past 2 years with my teaching. I'm also a client acquisition expert. Right? So just in case number 3 confuses you, there's nothing special there. Let's say you get started as a freelancer today and your first job, and the first job you get is about $500 per month. From now to the end of the year, you're going to get paid at least $5,000 or $4,500, right? For at the end of the year, if that's what you're earning, if you're earning $1,000 from at the end of the year, probably getting about $9,000 earnings, right? And if you add that across my students, simply get this figure. I have over 3,000 plus students. Okay. Now, before I was any of these things, here's how it all began. This was me back in 2018. I was living in a mud house. I was working with low-paying Nigerian clients. I was being underpaid, and I was a struggling copywriter. During this time, I dropped out of school because of lack of funds, right? I could not pay my school fees and the rest of that time. I was looking for something that could make me money online legitimately, and something that I could do with my phone. I was using one broken, rundown Infinix Hot 5 then, right? So I came across freelancing. I decided to learn different things. I learned resume writing. I rent a lot of things, Jesus Christ. I learned a whole lot of things, basically. And I was looking for jobs. I did not get any jobs. So I finally got jobs with Nigerian companies. Now, they were paying me 10,000 naira per month, and I was handling their social media. I was replying their messages. I was coming up with their posts. I was designing their graphics. I was doing everything for 10,000 naira per month. And I was working with 3 clients, basically, or 3 businesses. So that was like 30K a month for this amount of work. So the workload was huge. It was humongous, basically. And at a point, I was like, I cannot continue going like this because I'm not going to move out of this mud house that I'm staying in. Here's an image of the mud house, by the way. This was taken on the day I moved out. And I'm not going to achieve the life or the lifestyle I had in my head when I said, okay, I want to do freelancing. Right? So I decided to try getting foreign clients, right? I got my mentors program then. I got my first foreign clients at $100. That might not have been much, but the job took me only 5 days to complete, and I got paid 36,500. So it was not only less work, right? It was also less work with making way more money than I usually make in a month. I was like, this is where I need to be. And let's just say the rest of that is history. From there, I got my next $200 job, $300, $400, and I just kept going on up to one of the biggest gigs I've closed, which is $6,500 for a single job, right? That came in at 4.2 million naira for a single project. And that project took me approximately, let's just say 1 month. So it's around 3 weeks, actually. Okay. So until I learned how to freelance properly and land high paying clients who paid me, I was still in that shell or in that place where I was. And now I'm able to afford the lifestyle I want, work my own hours, meet people of high importance, But I've made over $100,000 plus. It's actually over $150,000 plus in the past 4 years as a freelancer. Okay. And I've also been able to get a Dubai residency where I shuffle between Dubai and my Nigerian apartment at any point in time of the year. So this was taken in front of Dubai, in my apartment in Dubai, and in the Dubai Skyview Hotel, and just some lifestyle photos of me in front of the Museum of the Future and the Burj Khalifa with my mentor. I've also been able to travel to multiple countries and use first class tickets for this, right? With this. So I'm just showing you how lucrative this can be. Okay, so this is that transaction I talked about. One of the highest transactions I've closed as a deal for marketing for an agency is 4.2 million naira, right? And it comes from Ahmed Musa, basically my exchanger. And you can see it right here. They're in our Walter Chukwe because it's my account. It's not any other person's own, basically. So this is the earning potential that freelancing gives you. Okay, so I want you to understand that it's not a matter of can this thing make me money or why should I be serious with this thing? Okay. Now, if you'd like to be able to afford the things you want without stress, simply type zero limits in the comment section and let's proceed. Okay. All right. Awesome. 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 Now, the best part about all of this is that this transformation has not just happened for me, but it has happened for my students too. I mean, this was one of my students. I was like, "Hi, Walter, I hit $5,000 today." I was like, "Let's go." I'm so proud, right? So he has made over $5,000 with just 17 jobs and working 275 hours. That's basically, if you calculate all the hours combined, that's basically like a month plus of work. So that's about, if you calculate it at current exchange rates, right? Today's exchange rate is around 740, 750K. I didn't check before the class because I'm not exchanging any money yet. 750 times 5,000. It's about 3.7 million naira. So that's like a lot of money. And this might always, this is, I'm going to be calling a lot of figures in this class, and it's going to always seem like a lot of money, especially if you've not made your first million naira in this life, basically, or you've never been paid 1 million naira in bulk. And it might seem like a lot of money, but it is relatively more easy and simpler for you to do this because you are earning in dollars. $2,000 is basically around 1.5 million naira or 1.4 million naira at current exchange rates. So there's nothing super complicated about this. Okay. So let's move forward. Now, I'll take my student Similain, for example. He went from this. He was on 16th of September 2021. He's like, "Hi, Walter, please send me the free webinar that teaches me how to get high paying foreign clients and gigs as a freelancer in Nigeria," right? This was 2021 of September, right? To this in less than a year. It's like, "Hey, Walter, still same Similain. 20,000 $20,000 milestone hits. Always appreciate you." And the rest of that was like, "You come to Dubai, blah, 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 blah." And just like, you can see it on his profile. Yeah, Timileyin. Oh, direct response copywriter, $20,000 plus end. I had some one of my students, Israel Obasa, I was like, with the tips he gave, I finally able to achieve this today. And you can see it here, over $800 end. Another of my students who is a social media marketer, I'm going to even show you about the social media marketing when we get to the lesson part of this, right? And he was like, "This is true about Walter. I tried to take the course on social media marketing and apply the same things we taught. Boom, I got my first job at $1,000 for just working 10 minutes every day. Some days I don't even work at all. And I still brought them results. Recently had 3 interviews, blah, 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 blah." Now, I'm not saying you're going to earn 10, you're going to work 10 minutes a day and make this thing. If you are carrying that thought, then it probably means you're a lazy person. And if you're a lazy person, you're not meant to be here. Okay? Moving forward. So this is one of my favorite testimonial. It talks less about money and talks more about the reason why I do these things, right? It's like, "Boss, good evening. This is just a random appreciation message. You could have kept your knowledge to yourself and not share it with us. Your selflessness is changing my life. I owe you another testimonial video coming this month. It's the least I can do." Okay, moving forward. Now, to make this even better, this isn't a one-off type of thing. Just because you get paid $2,000 doesn't mean you're not going to get paid more and above that as time go forward, right? Because it's a skill that you get to do and you get to work with companies. And let me also tell you something, because a lot of people who are struggling, especially maybe people who know about freelancing before or who are currently trying to do freelancing, are struggling, is because they are trying to find new clients every single month. And that's like the worst way to do freelancing. What you want to do, and I'm going to explain it as we get into the main core areas of this class, is find a particular company or business owner and get paid monthly by them. It's way easier, is way less stressful. Even if the job is to take you maybe 5 hours to complete at the beginning, if you work with them for about 2, 3 months, that job will be taking you about 2 hours to complete. It's just the best way to go about it. And I'm going to show you how you can do that. Okay. So just because you get paid 2,000 doesn't mean you're not going to get paid more and above that, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is that this works. It has worked for me and thousands of my students. And I believe that this can work for you too if you're willing to put in the work, if you're not lazy, and if you can speak, write, and understand good English. Very important. Okay, now the question is, would you want to go through all I went through, or would you choose the simpler, faster, and more straightforward method that my students have taken? Now, if you want the simpler, faster, and more straightforward method, I'd like you to refer to respond with a firm yes in the chat box if you are with me, so I know that you guys are with me and we can proceed. All right, awesome, 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 awesome. All right. Now, one more thing before we dive in. You may be wondering whether you can do this, you can do what I'm about to share with you today, right? And this is a very valid question because what you want to know is this: will this time be different? Will you finally be able to get the solution that you've been looking for all this while? All right. I mean, this is probably not the first time you're hearing about an online business, right? I believe that you can. And as we go through this presentation today, I'm going to show you how this unique approach seems to have worked for different people from different backgrounds. Okay. All with their own unique set of challenges. So I want you to look forward to that and to help you see that you too, in fact, can do this. Now, on that note, let's get started. So the first thing we want to talk about is what is freelancing and how does freelancing work? Okay. So before we get into that, I'm going to send one last reminder because this is one of the core areas you don't want to miss, right? So sending that, and 1, 2, 3, boom. All right, let's get started. Let's continue. All right, so the next thing I want to ask is what is freelancing and how does freelancing work? So I'm going to give you one of the best definitions of freelancing. Okay, not even freelancing, I'm going to show you everything now. So what is freelancing? Freelancing is simply you working for multiple businesses, right? Or multiple companies instead of working as opposed to working for one if you're working a 9 to 5, right? So for example, instead of me being the writer for only Dangote Cement, I can be the writer for Dangote Cement, Golden Penny Noodles, Indomie, and maybe Ariel detergents. I can be the writer for all four of them, right? And I'm going to get paid more because if I'm working with only Dangote Cement, let's say my salary is about 250K every month, right? But if I decide to work for these other companies, I can charge either 200K per month because I'm an expert, or charge even if it's 100K a month and I'm making 400K, I'm charging 150K a month. And at the end, I'm making 600,000 naira a month, right? So freelancers are everywhere, but not on the scale that I'm going to be showing you how to do this. I mean, think about it. The plumber or the mechanic that repairs your generator at home, he's not only tied to repairing your gen. He can go to your neighbor's house and help them repair their gen, go to everyone on the street who needs their gen serviced or repaired, and he helps them do that, right? And he charges a decent amount for it. So that's basically freelancing, and he has a skill that is unique. Unfortunately, that skill is not super high paid because he's on the low. He's number one, serving Nigerians, which is a very poverty-stricken economy, and number two, it's not. He doesn't. It's a what I call it. It's not like a high income skill. Okay. So how does freelancing work? Freelancing works by you, number one, having a high income skill, and basically you finding international businesses and companies that will hire you for these skills. And these are very special sets of skills. So let's proceed. So now that you know and understand what freelancing is, let's move on to the 4 secret purple steps that makes you a massively successful freelancer. This is super important because I know some people are here, you've probably tried freelancing before, right? You've probably tried freelancing before and you are not able to move forward and you're not getting results. Or maybe you feel like you know freelancing, but you've not made $1,000 and you're feeling a little bit skeptical about this. Like, I'm in the next few slides, I'm going to show you what you've been doing wrong and how you can correct that. Or if you're a newbie, I'm going to show you exactly what you should do so you're not at the bottom 80% of freelancers who are not making at least $1,000 every single month. Okay. So the first thing is step one: get a high income skill. Now, the definition of a high income skill is a skill that can get you paid a lot of money, right? But my definition and the definition you want to carry in your heart, in fact, write it down, and the one I give my students, is a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars, but also has high demand. This is very important. You want both things to synchronize. It can get you paid thousands of dollars, but also has high demand. If it doesn't have these two things, then you are in for a long thing. And let me explain. If you have a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars, but there's no high demand, it will take you, number one, a lot longer to get your first job. And if something happens, that company goes on a break, or maybe they want to drop you, they don't want to work with you again, or any of those kind of things happen, because life always happens, right? Then you're going to find yourself struggling to get your next job, and it's going to take you quite a while to get your next job. Now, if you have a skill that is the opposite of that, it has tons of demand but cannot get you paid thousands of dollars, and that's on that wahala, because you are going to be working tons of jobs, going to working jobs, and at the end of the month, you look into your bank account, you're seeing $500 made, whereas one person is making times two of that with just one single job, right? So that's simply it. You want to make sure you combine both, so you have that can get you paid thousands of dollars easily. You can charge for it, and number two has high demand. When you combine these two things in the whatever high income skill you choose, it's way easier for you, right? So some examples of this kind of skills are copywriting. That's what I'm doing. I'm a copywriter. I write adverts and this thing for people, for companies, right? Content writing, technical writing. There's ghostwriting, but I don't really know much about that. There's UI UX design. There's web design. There's web development. There's social media marketing. There are so many, right? And the rest of that. So these are like high income skills that can actually get you paid. Now, not all of them can be done from your phone. So if you have a smartphone and you're looking to like get started freelancing, and you don't have a laptop like me, that's why I didn't even learn programming. I had only a phone and I was in the mother house. So I was like, I have to arrange myself. Oh, what am I doing? Has to be something that I can do for my phone. That's why I learned writing, right? So you're going to want to choose those writing skills. Now, the importance of this step one is that the more demand and the more money you are going to be able to make, because your high income skill can get you paid thousands of dollars and also has this thing, tons of demand in the market. Now, this is also going to be the faster you're going to get paid, and you're going to see progress and success, right? Because it speeds up your progress. Instead of you spending months in trial and error, or in months trying to get hired for a skill, if you have a high income skill, it's easier for you to get hired and also get paid for it, right? And quickens and hasten up your pace for success. And once it does all of that, the harder it becomes for you to fail, technically. Okay? So that's it. So I saw a question now, like, what about a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars and it's not that can't get paid thousands of dollars and is in high demand? Obviously, you don't want to do something like that, because why would you want to stress yourself like that? That's the question. Why would you want to choose a harder and more technical way, or would I call it a more frustrating way of doing something, when you have an easier laid out way for you to do it? Okay, so now that you understand step one, let's get on to step two. Now, for step two, you're going to learn how to position yourself on freelance platforms so you can be seen by foreign individuals and businesses. Remember, the main trick to making money in freelancing is by working for foreign international bodies. And if you're not on platforms where they can see you, then what's the use? Now, so excuse me, let me drink water, I beg. Mm. All right. So now, if you have a job that is $1,000, that you can charge a company $1,000 for, it is way easier for you to get that job that you can charge $1,000 for than it is for you to charge and $1,000 in Nigerian economy now is about 750,000 naira. That's good money, like really, really good money, right? Than it is to get a company in Nigeria to pay you 500,000 naira. Even your professors in the university, some of them have not seen that amount of money, right? Even some doctors, right? I studied pharmacology. My guys who have graduated, a lot of them are not seeing that amount of money, even after spending 5 to 6 years in school and the rest of that. So what I'm coming out here is the angle of leverage that earning in dollars actually gives you. So for you to take massive advantage of that, you want to position yourself on platforms where you can be seen by foreign businesses and foreign individuals or business owners. Okay, so there are two types of platforms for this. There is the freelance platform like Upwork, or like Upwork, Fiverr. I don't recommend Fiverr, right? Fiverr is so stressful, right? On this thing, freelancer.com and the rest of that. Or other platforms or social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Very, very important. One of the best places where you can get high paying gigs from this thing, right? LinkedIn and the rest of that. Okay, so let me give you an example of Upwork. So if you go on Upwork now, whatever skill it is decide that you actually want to do, right? And let me just go to my Find Work Arena. Right, today is Sunday, so These guys, they take their weekends very seriously. That's one of the best things working with foreign businesses. But you might not see a lot of jobs here, but you might see some good jobs, right? So here is someone looking for an ads buyer, someone who can run ads on paying interest for them. And the compensation is $600 to $1,000 per month. Now, running Pinterest ad is not something that is difficult. I even have some idea about it already. Let's say I apply to this job and I get it at the lowest price point the person wants to pay, $600. $600 per month is still 450,000 naira per month for a job that I would for this particular type of job. I'm not going to be taking more than 2 hours. It's not going to take more than 2 hours of my time a day. Not, in fact, it may maybe on the onset it might take about 4 hours, 5 hours, and after that it takes me like maybe 30 minutes a day to just monitor and watch the ad campaign. Right? That's if you want to run ads or you want to run adverts. Now, there are other different types of jobs here. Let's look for something related to me. So someone is looking for a corporate that can write landing pages for him and funnel creator, and the person wants to pay either $20 to $45 per hour, right? If you get this job and you get on a retainer, which is around 30 hours a week, and let's say you don't work 30 hours a week, you worked 15 hours that week at $20. 20 times 15 is $300. $300 times 750 naira is 225,000 naira every single week working for this. And weekly job, and hourly jobs are one of the best places where you can get payment as a freelancer, because every single week you're getting paid. Per project jobs are good too, but getting paid hourly means you're on a retainer, or getting paid monthly, $1,000 monthly or $2,000 monthly means on a retainer. If you get this job at, let's say, $300 per week, then you're making about $1,200 at the end of the month, and that's almost 1 million naira, by the way. Believe it or not, yes, that's 900,000 naira. Only 100K is already 1 million naira. So the leverage is too insane for you to be sleeping on this. But again, if you are not completely literate, then I'm sorry, but this is definitely not for you. Okay. So there's the copywriter creation. So this person wants to pay $40 and $5 per hour, right? This client is located in the United States. Now, this is very important, or your location of your client is very important, because you don't want to be here in Nigeria trying to go and work for somebody that is located in India. You're just like taking yourself from frying pan to the fire, basically, because these guys they have a poverty economy too. They're not really one of the best economies, and they cannot afford to pay you well compared to what first world countries like the United Kingdom, United States, especially Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, United Arab Emirates companies can actually pay you for your service. Okay, so take note of that. So there are the rest of that website copywriting. This is because I do copywriting, so I'm going to see stuff like this on. You're going to see more jobs for copywriters on my profile, right? I'm going to see way more jobs for copywriters on my profile right here. So let's load that up. Right? Email experts, right? You can say need expert to. This one is just for a small job that you take care about, let's say a day or 2 days, and that's $250, and that's about almost 100 and that's about 150K, if not more than that, basically. So that's for Upwork. This thing, getting jobs on Upwork. I highly recommend Upwork because it's one of the platforms that both me and my students have seen massive success in, and it's just way more better than Fiverr, and they charge only 10% of the fee. So if you get a job for $1,000, they charge you $100. You get your money at $900, clean profits, right? So that's it. So that's basically step 2 of this process. Okay. Mm. Now the importance of this is that you get paid strictly in dollars. You're going to get high-paying jobs faster, and you're going to get less competition if this is done properly, right? You get paid strictly in dollars, which is a big win for you, because even if you're earning $300 per month, you're already seeing $225, and earning $300 per month is one of the easiest things that you can actually do, right? You get high-paying jobs faster because there's tons of demand for it, and there's also less competition if you do this properly. All right. So this is where the real money is. Now, I would like to ask you a quick question. How does one separate themselves from other freelancers offering the same services as them? Because obviously, I'm not the only copywriter. My students who are social media managers or this, they're not the only social media managers. If you're a graphic designer, you're not the only graphic designer, right? There are people who are going to be doing and offering the same skills as you, right? Now, that is easy because number one, there is tons of demand, so you have to understand that. But if you are not good, that demand will not reach you, right? If you are not good at what you do, that demand is definitely not going to reach you. So how do you separate yourself from other freelancers? And that's where step 3 comes into play, which is create a compelling offer, right? Now, why is this important? I'm going to show you in a minute. And this is where most people who have actually tried freelancing but gave up, or who actually have a high income skill but not getting paid good amounts of money, are actually fucking up. And this is what separates the top 20% of freelancers who are earning good amounts of money from the others who are earning low amounts of money, basically. Because why freelancing is very lucrative, if you are doing it for Nigerian clients, or you're going to go through hell. That's one of the first things. You are seeing people who want to pay you 1 naira per word. So if you write 1,000 words, they want to pay you 1,000 naira. They cannot even buy you shawarma or anything. Basically, what can they even buy you? They cannot even subscribe you for a month, right? So you don't want to do that. I thought you want to die in poverty or brokenness, basically. So you want to create compelling offers. Now let me explain that to you. So let me take someone's name from here. Let's say let me take Faithful, right? So I'll take Faithful's name from the group chat, from the chat box right now, right? And what this simply means is, let's say Faithful, I'm a copywriter, and Faithful is also a copywriter, right? So remember that copywriting is basically writing words that help people sell or take action, right? So it could be adverts, it could be emails, and the rest of that. Write all those kind of important things for businesses. Right now, Faithful goes out there on Upwork, LinkedIn, and all these platforms looking for jobs and says, "I'm a copywriter. I'll write a copy for you. I'll write your emails. I'll write your lesson for you, and the rest of that." And sure enough, he's going to get jobs. Why? There's tons of demand, and he has a high income skill. So he might do some jobs, $100, $250, $250, $300, and the rest of that. And at the end of the month, Facebook looks at his bank account. How much has he made from freelancing that month, right? And he looks and he's seeing $800, decent amount of money. That's awesome. But I, on my end, I create a compelling offer and I create a segment for myself. So instead of being just a regular copywriter, I'm a copywriter that writes copy for let's say people who are fitness trainers and help them close more clients, right? Business people, coach, business, listen, training trainers or coaches basically in outside the country, they charge well for it, right? They charge about $300 per person they're training. In let me not confuse myself basically, but they charge really good compared to Nigeria here, where you're paying your trainer 10,000 there. When I'm there, the trainer that I see people using are charging them about $200 to $300 per month for this. So if somebody is training about 10 people, and they can train way more than 10 people, by the way, they can train 20 people a day, and that person is making about $5,000 upwards or $3,000 upwards from that, right? So I write, I'm going to be a copywriter that writes for this kind of people, and I help them get more people who want to lose weight or build muscle, and help them to train for them with my copywriting skill. Now, for each person I work with, I charge them $1,500. Now I can work with only 2 clients a month and make $3,000, right? Whereas Faithful is working with like 4, 5, 6 clients and is making $800 that month. So not only do I get to do way less work than Faithful because I have segmented myself and made myself an expert, so I don't have to start overthinking when I have a new job, but I'm also making way more money than Faithful. So that's where this comes into place. Very important, this step 3, because it helps you separate yourself from the rest. That's one of the best things that you can actually do for yourself. Okay? So that's simply where step 3 comes into play. So the importance of this is that you get to separate yourself from the competition, you get to set your own prices, and you get to get paid more because you know your onions, you know your stuff, you know this thing, you know what it is you actually want to do, right? Cool. So step 3 step 4 basically is simply getting hired and getting paid. Now, why is that part important? Because if you withdraw your money from Upwork at current exchange to via a different means, let's say you come to directly into your bank account. If you are withdrawing $1,000, that your $1,000 will come in at 450K official CBN rates or 480K. Whereas if you use the black market rate, maybe you withdraw to Payday or HQ, GPay, Payoneer, and the rest of that, that your $1,000 will come in at 750K, and that's like almost a 300K difference, all because you use the wrong exchanger. So please take note of that. So let's do a recap, right? So far we've covered what freelancing is and how you can get started, where to find foreign clients and companies that will pay you in dollars, how to position yourself as a Nigerian freelancer to attract international clients, the 4 simple steps needed to become a Nigerian freelancer earning in dollars, and lots more, right? So during a recap, we've talked about step one, which is getting a high income skill. And I talked about high income skill as a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars and also has high demand. Super important. Talk about step two, which is carrying that same skill and positioning it in the foreign market where people can actually see you and hire you. Because if you have that skill and you're not getting paid for it, then the skill is basically useless to you, especially if you're not using it personally, right? And step three, creating compelling offers, right? To separate yourself from the audience. That's like not super important. But if you want to be different from freelancers who are earning $500 to $1,000 per month and be among the freelancers who are earning $2,000 upwards to $3,000, $5,000 per month, then you want to separate yourself, right? And you need that step three. And step four is simply getting paid while you are whether you are in Nigeria, whether you are in Canada, whether you are in Cameroon, whether you are in Ghana, wherever it is you are, wherever you are in the world, you can do this with just your phone or your laptop or your tablets. Okay. So now, if you are still listening and eager to become a high-paid freelancer, then you are in for a treat because I have something very special for you. Now, you would agree with me that it's been a great time spent so far. I can't cover everything up in an hour's webinar. So, here is a special offer. So, you can get everything that you need to know. And if you act fast, I'm going to give you a very extremely special, rare deal, once in a lifetime opportunity. Now, what if when it comes to making money, you can actually eat your cake and have it too? I mean, chances are that this isn't the first online money making opportunity you're hearing of, right? You might have heard of others, but you never jumped in because you've been asking yourself this question: how do I minimize the risk and pressure that comes with making money online, yet still maximize its benefits? Obviously, you can't say you want to go and trade because your money will go for vanishing. And there are different types of things you can do to earn online. Among those other things, there is a certain amount of risk that comes with it. Same with freelancing. But freelancing is one of the only ways I know you can actually eat your cake and have it because number one, you get skills. Number two, you get certification for those skills. You can add them to your CV or your resume, right? Number three, you get paid thousands of dollars for those same skills. Okay. Now, before I proceed, please note, don't let old habits stop you from taking advantage of this offer. Now, what are those old habits? Number one, the fear and doubts in your mind. What if I cannot do this? What if I'm this thing? You can do this. I believe you can do this. But I don't believe you can do this if you cannot speak and write good English and you don't understand good English. I also don't believe you can do this if you cannot work hard. So if you don't find, if you cannot do those two things, then probably this is not for you. I've been screaming it in the beginning of this today's class, right? It's not for you. Just leave. It's fine. Go and find something else to do online that would make you money legitimately. There are so many of them out there, right? So the other one is, if he's making money, why is he charging us to teach us? Well, simple. Number one, you get to pay more attention. Number two, I'm going to make something from it, and you are going to make more than times 100 of whatever it is that you're actually going to invest into it. Okay. So with that said, I would like to personally invite you to the High Paid Freelancer Premium Program. Now, this is a program I created back in 2021 to help Nigerians become high paid freelancers. When I got into the freelancing space, I know the shege I saw working for Nigerian clients. And initially, when I started working for foreign clients, I was working for $100, $200, $300, right? And I was like, this is wrong. You can earn so much more, not because you're from a third world country or because you're from XYZ and the rest of that. So I decided to create this program. It's a program created for freelancers. And as time went on, I had a lot of newbies saying they want to join in. So I had to edit it to make it a program for both newbies and people who are already freelancers but are struggling to make at least $1,000 per month, or newbies who want to earn their first $1,000 per month in the fastest time possible. Okay. Now, to help you decide if this program is going to be for you, here's exactly what you're going to get immediately you join as a new member today. So the first thing you're going to learn is section number one, the beginner-friendly Upwork mastery course that is designed to take you from $0 to $6,000 in 4 months. Now, it's possible that the first 4 months you make maybe only $2,000. That's fine, right? That's fine. Things grow, right? So I'm going to teach you everything about Upwork. I'm going to show you how to sign up on Upwork without you getting banned. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to put in your proposal, how to write really good proposals. I'm going to show you how to filter the jobs you apply to, because people just come in and start applying to everything and they're wondering why they're not getting gigs. No, right? I'm going to show you how to structure your profile. So when you apply for a job and the company or the individual looks at your profile, they're really impressed and they want to work with you. And the rest of that, basically. Okay? Cool. Now, once you get, that's one section you're going to get. Now, section number two, I'm going to show you, you're going to get the LinkedIn outbound acquisition masterclass. How anyone can find and close high-paying foreign clients on LinkedIn without relying on luck. Very important. I don't know how people think luck works, but luck does not just come and stay in your house and meet you. you have to have taken an action to be in the right place at the right time. And that action is probably starting freelancing, right? I'm going to show you how to use LinkedIn to get these clients. LinkedIn has one of the best concentration of high paying foreign international business clients for freelancers or skill workers in fact on Earth. There are over 800 million active users on LinkedIn. So I'm going to learn how to create your LinkedIn profile, how to reach out to CEOs, head writer, founder, co-founder. These are decision makers, people who actually make decisions in the company. You want to go directly to them. You don't want to start applying for a job that most people are doing. They go and apply for a job and they're wondering why I get it. Right? I mean, like even my girlfriend, I gave her those tips and has an interview tomorrow. Basically, and she already has a job that is paying her about $500 per month, even as a newbie. So it's not anything that is difficult, basically. Right? Most people try to go out there and apply to jobs. I'm not saying that's bad, but you reaching out to the CEO or the recruiter or the decision maker is going to be more impressive because they're looking for people who are forward thinking, who are fast action takers. And if you can show them that you are that person and are qualified for the job, you're going to get a job much faster than people who are submitting their CV and listening to over 100 or 200 job applicants, right? So don't waste your time with that. That's why I say you're not going to have to rely on luck. You're going to grab success by balls. Okay. So section number 3, you're going to learn the Facebook client acquisition system. How to find more clients than you ever need on Facebook without you spending a dime. Right? Let me give you an insight of some of the things you're going to learn here. Now, let me take someone's name from here again. So I'm saying, let me take a girl's name, Doris. Right? I'm saying Doris. Now, let's say Doris is a freelancer, and I'm a freelance right now. And let's say she's a freelance graphic designer, and I'm also a freelance. Me, Walter, I'm also a freelance graphic designer. And they give us an assignment: go into Facebook and get clients that'll pay you $1,000. Right? Doris gets into Facebook. She goes and joins. She looks for Facebook groups, right? Because that's the obvious thing most people resort to. They go to Facebook group for graphic designers, graphic design with Facebook, graphic designers, blah blah blah, just for graphic designers, and she joins there. And then somebody posts a job, like over 100 other graphic designers that joined the group for the same reason start applying to that same job. So the person can, like, there's a lot of demand, there'll be a lot of supply and less demand. So the price the person wants to pay you is very little, right? But me on my end, instead of going to those kind of Facebook groups, I go to join dropshipping Facebook groups, YouTube creators Facebook groups. I join people that have businesses or are running businesses that my graphic design skill can directly impact, right? And I reach out to them. And it's way easier because number one, I have a lot of big fishes and I'm one of the few people fishing in that sea. Number two, these are business owners who are actively looking for a solution, right? And not looking for someone that they want to rip off at the lowest possible amounts they can pay for a huge job, right? And I get my jobs easier. So that's one of the things you're going to be learning how to implement easily on section number 3, right? Now, but that's not all, right? Because that's for getting clients, and that's a very important aspect. Because, like I have to emphasize, if you have a skill and you're not getting paid good amounts of money for that skill, then you're basically holding a wooden gun, and you can't shoot with that, right? Um, Sorry about that. All right, sorry. Right? So, but that's not all. I wanted to make this really special for beginners and those of you who don't have a high income skill yet. So, when you join the high paid flat premium program today, you're going to get skills. Now, not just any type of digital skills, but high income digital skills. Remember what I said about high income digital skills? These are skills that can get you paid thousands of dollars, but not only get you paid thousands of dollars, can also has high demand. Those two things super important that you want to do. Now, the first high income skill you're going to learn or you're going to get in the high paid flat premium program is the Kickers copywriting course. How to write copy as a beginner or as a beginner copywriter that will get you more sales, more clients, and more money than you can ever imagine. Now, the most beautiful thing about copywriting is that it's number one, the highest paid writing skill in the world. Right? Number two, you can either use it for yourself or your business to even start up a business, right? And make money from it, or you can, there are so many ways you can use it. Basically, it's very versatile. So I'm going to learn how to write copy, how to write emails or write adverts, the psychology behind why humans buy, and the rest of that, right? So that's what you're going to learn exactly how to do that. You're going to go from zero to hero with copywriting. So here's one of my students who is a copywriter, Keva, right? She's also one of my assistants that will actually be coaching you too in the support group. He's like, hi Walter, I just wanted to thank you because your course opened the way for me. I earned over $3,000 plus from January to now. I have a job success score of 93% on Upwork. I am just 19 to be 20, Walter. Thank you. And I was like, awesome, that's nice, right? So she has earned over for like $5,000 at the age of 19 years. Me, when I was 19 years, I think I don't want to talk about when I was 19 years, only God knows what I was doing with my life then, basically, right? We're trying. We're moving forward. We're moving the ministry forward, but we're not seeing that amount of money. Okay? So that's one of my students. So far, you're going to be getting the beginner friendly up of mastery course, what over 100,000 there. You're not going to be paying that. The LinkedIn outbound client acquisition masterclass, what over 150K, you're not going to be paying that. The Facebook client acquisition system, what over 100K, you're not going to be paying that. The Kickers copywriting course, what over 50,000 there, you are not going to be paying that amount. Okay? Now, the next thing is your next high income skill you're going to get if you don't want to do copywriting is the content writing and content marketing crash course, right? You're going to learn how to create and write simple content that goes viral for businesses, right? So businesses always need content because we're in the digital age. You're always reading something. If you're into sports, you're reading sport news and the rest of that. There's somebody that wrote those sport news. If you're into, if you're a girl, you want to do your facials, or maybe guys that take care of their face and the rest of that, you're following face influencers, blah blah. You're going to write content. You can even write the video content, and you can write the video content written, and the person who is going to record it is going to take from your script, right? So you're going to learn how to write this particular type of content, blog posts, emails, and whatever. It can even be what they used to call it again. I've forgotten the name. A bronchial. I don't know if I pronounced that well, basically, right? You can write these kind of things for these businesses and get paid really good amounts for it, right? I'm going to learn how to do all of this in that high income skill number two. So here's one of my students, Elo. He's also a content writer. He was like, he sent me the offer on Upwork. He got the client after Upwork and they went to work, but he couldn't get, but the client payment was an issue for him, so he decided to use Upwork. And it was like, imagine my first gig on Upwork being $1,000. By the end of this month, I should be on $2,000. That's enough momentum for me there, right? So I throw this back at you. Imagine if your first gig is $1,000. That's 750K. Now, I'm going to also clarify because I know people get riled up easily and get hyped up easily. Your first gig most likely will not be $100. I have students who have done up to $2,500 for their first gig, but those are like the outliers. Your first gig is probably going to be around $200, $300, and that's not still bad. That's 225,000 there. That's a lot of money, especially if you're starting from scratch, right? And as you go up, you can get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, up to $5,000 gigs, as long as you stick to these rewarding career paths. Okay. So let's say you don't want to do content writing, you don't want to do copywriting. Then you have the high income skill number three, the full stack digital marketing course. Right? You're going to learn everything about digital marketing, from social media marketing to digital marketing to creating videos to editing graphics to tracking KPIs, key performance indexes, and the rest of that for businesses. Right? This one is kind of like a hybrid skill because you can either do it with your phone or you can do it with your laptop, or you might need both of them basically. Okay. So I have one student, Ransom Olukutu, right? He is a digital marketer. And it was like, he showed me a screenshot of a job he completed, and that job was worth $600. Like, completed this yesterday. And truly, what you say about clients that pay on the high side is very true. I don't ever want to work for low paying clients moving forward. I don't see Shige for their hand. I also got on that $600 gig I'm supposed to start this weekend. Good morning, Sir Walter. Right? And this is true because if you're working for low paying Nigeria gigs, especially if it's in Nigeria, they will stress your life, they will give you so much demands, and you're going to suffer basically. So you don't want any of that, right? So $600 for a single project that is going to run maybe like a week or 2 weeks times 750 is about 450K. Still good amounts of money, right? Now, if you don't want to do digital, if you don't want to be a digital marketer, you can take advantage of high income skill number four, which is social media marketing school. Right? How anyone can use the power of social media marketing to get clients and build businesses, right? Social media marketing is basically you handling a company's social media profile, helping them grow their followers, helping them interact more with their followers, helping them define their brand online, and standing out as a particular company for something, right? So that's very easy. If you follow sports, they have Liverpool or whatever the social media handlers who are handling their Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram pages and the rest of that. Okay. So yeah, one of my students, F Young, I believe we've seen this before. He's a social media manager. I took the course on it. I was like, I decided to take the course of social media marketing and applied the same things you taught. Boom! I got my first gig at $1,000 for working 10 minutes every day. Remember, you're most likely not going to work 10 minutes every day, right? Some days I don't even work at all, and I still brought them results. I recently had 3 interviews. I just got another gig with a sport clothing brand worth over $6,000 to work for 6 months. Then I'll get a return on equity in the company if I exceed expectations, right? So that's like really, really good because one of the easiest jobs that you can do out there, or one of the easiest high income skills that you can offer. Okay. So the next high income skill you're going to get in the high paid software training program is the UI/UX design for beginners. So UI/UX design, I always recommend this to graphic designers because if you're a graphic designer, sure you have a good skill, but not only is AI taking you out of the market, there's Canva. I can go on Canva right now and in the next 1 minute, I've whipped up a YouTube thumbnail for myself, right? So that makes them want to charge you a little bit low or charge you more, a lower amount or a lower price for what it is you do. So I advise graphic designers to always upskill to UI UX design. I have a friend whom I taught UI/UX design, and he got his first job as an intern for the duration of 3 months at $700 per month. So once he's done with it, he's going to his salary and he performs well. His salary is going to bounce up to $3,000 every single month as a UI/UX designer. It's a super lucrative industry, but you need a laptop for it. And that like there's no two ways about it. You need a laptop for it. Okay. So here's one of my students, Philip Odulaja, is a UI/UX designer. He was getting a job offer from a firm that wanted to move him to Portugal, but he didn't take it. He was like, how is it doing? It was like he dropped the Portugal offer, right? He now works with a this thing. He now works with a Berlin firm now. They pay him $40,000 per annum. That's per year, basically. So that's around $3,000 per month. I've done the math on this, and that's about $3,333 per month, right? And at today's exchange rates, that's 2.4 million naira every single month, right? Now, keep in mind, if this was easy, everyone will be doing it. Everyone will be making about 2 million naira per month. But at the same time, this is really easy because you can do it from the comfort of your house. AC will be blowing you, or breeze will be blowing you. You don't have to go and wait in traffic or wait for a boss that will shout out to you and the rest of that. Okay? So if you don't want to do any of that, you have the last high income skill here that you get in the high paid faster permanent program, which is the technical writing course, right? So what the technical writing course is basically you breaking down complex things into simpler variants for people. So you're going to be writing maybe for crypto companies or writing for engineers or maybe in some cases for doctors and the rest of that. So that's what technical writing does for you. And I have a student here, okay, his testimonial is not yet, that does this thing. He wrote for a VPN company and they paid him $1,000 for that single project, okay? So now, with this knowledge at your fingertips, you can now become a modern day money making freelance machine. But that's not all, right? I wanted to make this really special. So if you get the high paid freelancer premium program today, I'm going to top up some extra bonuses for you. Now, these bonuses, I love to call them the no failure bonus because once you take full advantage of this, you have no reason to fail except you're a lazy person, or except you don't, even if you're a lazy person itself, except you don't put in the work, which is required, by the way. So the first no failure bonus you get is full access to the members area. So you can ask questions, get in touch with me, and have companions on your journey, right? So you can join our support group. I have two assistants here who are answering questions. You can also get in touch with me and I will answer your questions and the rest of that. Okay. This does is that you're in a community of freelancers, so it makes it easier, and you're in the community of like-minded individuals too. Right? You get no failure bonus resource number 2. How to get your first clients in 2 weeks or less. It's a short video that shows you how exactly you can do that, right? Cool. Now, no failure bonus number 3. Access to periodic meetings and masterminds to help you find your feet faster. Both the classes that have instructed my assistants to be arranging for newbies to usher them in every week, and also to periodic masterminds that will hold. Maybe if I discover something new, or I want to show them something particular, a particular method of getting jobs on LinkedIn, you're going to get access to both the previous recordings of the ones and the ones we're going to pay, we're going to actually hold in the future. Okay. Now, no failure bonus resource number 4, closer secrets. How to get more deals by asking the right questions. Now, this is very important because a lot of people tend to think that you get deals by being aggressive, right? Let me give you an example. So let's say you're having a headache and you go to meet a doctor. Now, the first doctor talks about, he says they're going to have to operate on you. Like you just tell him, doctor, I'm having a headache. Say, oh, I've checked it. We're going to operate on you. You're going to want to run away or seek a second opinion. Now, in the course of seeking this second opinion, the doctor asks you, when did this headache start? How did this headache start? Did you hit your head or you woke up and you started feeling this headache? Are you feeling this headache on the right side of your head or the other side of your head? Right? and some other questions, and then that same doctor says you're going to have to operate on you. Now, even if that second doctor charges you more, you're going to be more inclined to work with that doctor because he asked the right questions, closed you, and you see him more as the expert and solution for what it is you for what to get rid of the headache, basically. Okay, so that's like that's just a simplified version of what I'm going to be teaching you how to do here and getting gigs with this method. Okay. Now, no failure bonus number six, number five, you're going to get access to is the 0 to 2K challenge. The one taking from zero to at least $2,000 per month is a challenge I created and it has worked for a good number of my students, right? Now, no failure bonus is just number six. You're going to get three payment methods to receive your money at the best possible exchange rates. Now, I explained why this is important because if you receive your money at CBN exchange rates, you're going to cry. You're going to shed tears because your $1,000 will come in at 450K. That means you've lost like 300K for nothing, for all because of a simple mistake. So I'm going to give you three payment methods that you can use and open the account, and it's really easy to use. Okay. Now, no failure bonus resource number seven. You're going to get a free 1 year membership to the HPF Academy, and not just that, you're also going to get certifications for each of these high income skill courses that you take that you can either add to your LinkedIn profile or your Upwork profile and the rest of that. Okay. So this is what the certificate looks like. So as you can see, I've included everything you need to take your first step on a freelancer's path to earn at least $1,000 per project without you needing much experience, without you needing a degree, without you needing to wait for years as a Nigerian job, without you being the most gifted in your industry, and most importantly, without you relying on luck. Right? Now, please note all of these materials are in video, PDF, and recording format and are available to you immediately you get into the high paid freelancer training program today. Okay. So, how much does it cost to enroll for the high paid freelancer training program? In a minute, I'll tell you, but first, I want to look at this, right? So, this is one of my students learning, like, well, what's my life? But my life has changed, to be honest. At home, my parents don't look at me the same anymore, even amongst my guys. God, I'm so grateful. I blessed the day I messaged you, right? It's basically $8,000 what he had made here, and you can see it on the laptop here. It's like 74 hours worked that week at $15 per hour. That's $1,110 that is going to get paid out that same week, right? Or another of my students, like this is my student Emmanuel. Like, I need a person full time. How old are you? It's like, I'm 18, right? So it's like, wow, this is good for you. You should be proud of yourself. I'm going to hire you for $750 per hour, but first you have to talk with the team, blah 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 blah. And at the end of the day, he sent me a message that they hired him, right? And these are UX slash UI designer, basically, that got the job with a Berlin firm and gets paid $40,000 per annum per year, basically. And that's around $3,333 per month. Right? And here's another testimony like, bro, I owe you a lot. Ever since I took your advice, I've been getting lots of interviews. I finally got a project to design a website for $1,300 today. Right? Now, be honest to yourself. How much do you think it is worth for someone to show you how to land jobs like this? I mean, your first job is probably going to be about $200 to $300, right? And if I start to charge you $100, that's like 75K. That's not much, basically. And this is I'm going to say it right here. And if you can, you're not going to be able to dispute me because no one else has a high impact freelance program like this in the whole of Nigeria. And I would even dare to say some parts of Africa as a whole, right? So how much do you think it is worth for someone to show you how to land jobs like this if you have no skill, right? Now remember, here's all you're going to be getting: the beginner-friendly Upwork Mastery course, worth over 100,000 there. You're not going to be paying debts. The LinkedIn client acquisition method, right? You're going to also get the Facebook client acquisition system, the kick-ass copywriting course, the content writing and content marketing crash course, the full stack digital marketing course, the social media marketing school, the UI slash UX design course for beginners, the bonus number one, no failure bonus number one, full access to the members area, right? Bonus for no failure bonus number two, how to get your first client in 2 weeks or less. Bonus number three, lifetime access to our periodic meetings and masterminds. Bonus number four, closer secrets, how to close more deals by asking the right questions. No failure bonus number five, the 0 to 2K challenge. And the new high income skills we've added, which is technical writing and UI UX design, right? Now, this brings total to over 990,000 there. But obviously, that's the total value to over 990,000 there. Or obviously, I can't ask you to pay that, right? Now, on average, it won't cost you less than $200 to learn any of these skills. If you say you want to learn UI slash UX design, go and find who will teach you or any of this thing, and you will see how much they will cost, right? So imagine if you want to learn three of that, that means you have to pay around $600, and that's way too much. But you won't be paying $200 for everything. Instead, you'll be paying less, and you still get everything mentioned here instantly, right? Now, the regular price to get into the high paid freelancer premium program cost 50,000 naira, right? And you can see it right here. If someone bought the high paid freelancer premium program for 50,000 naira, right? This is a receipt from seller. But you're not going to be paying that today because you are here with me. And for the first 5 persons to take advantage of this right now, you're going to get a special benefit, right? I'm going to give you a special bonus for the first 5 people that are going to take advantage of the high paid first premium program, right? I also have something very special for the over 500 people who are here right now, right? Still on this webinar. You get to pay only 36,500 naira. And if you're among the first 5 persons, I'm going to see it from my dashboard basically, right? I'm going to give you that special bonus, right? And you still get everything mentioned here, plus more. You're also going to get, for the duration of now to the next 3 days, from now till Wednesday, you're going to be able to pay the 6,500. Not only that, you're also going to get full access to the 30 days email profit blueprint program. That's the extra. This thing, people pay 45,000 naira for this, by the way. I'm giving it to you for free. You're also going to get full access to the freelance for smartphone calls that people pay over 20,000 naira for this. I'm also giving it to you for free. And if you're among the first 5 people, you're also going to get my special bonus, right? So what you want to do is, to get this, simply reach out to the person that brought you to this webinar, the person who told you about this training, who told you about this class. Reach out to the person and say, hey, I want to get the high paid first program by Walter, or I want to get Walter's program, right? And the person will send you a link and you get to make the payment. I'm going to see it from my dashboard. If the person is not fast enough or you are not fast enough, voila, it's only for the first 5 people, right? And that's simply it. Now, under no condition should you reach out to anyone who might be in the comment section, or anyone who would come into your DM and telling you to use their link or blah 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 blah. If you do that, you're not going to get the extra bonuses that I'm already giving to you right here for attending this webinar and the rest of that. Okay, moving forward. So there are some more testimonials from my students I got, right? So it's like this one picture is like, Walter, how are you? Remember this? Them don't hire me, $2,000 per month, and he's a design role, right? And you can see the job success application here. It's like, I have good news about your application, blah 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 blah, right? And we have another one from Cassie, one of my students, and he's showing me basically a screenshot of his Upwork profile on how much he has earned, $1,200, 500. What? All right, that's $350, $500, and the rest of that. Okay, moving forward. And there's now from our one of my top in social media marketing students, and it's F. Young. He's like, I just got a job of $2,600, and the client wants to make payment now, right? And another one is, I got 4 job offers from LinkedIn, and I got 4 job offers and 6 offers from LinkedIn. Thank you, coach. I was like, this is also news. Or maybe like Frances, who is a mom that went from this, right? And this was in 2020, 1st of October 2021. She was asking for my advice, and I gave her my advice. And fast forward to the next year, 28 July 2020, was like, hi Walter, how are you? Just wanted to let you know I got the top rated badge last month. I was like, congratulations. How much end now? She was like, over $8,000 on Upwork and $3,000 outside Upwork, because some clients moved that outside Upwork, right? And that's about $11,000 basically in less than a year. It was approximately about 8 to 9 months that this was done. So that's about $8,000 every single month. That's about 500, 600, 700K every single month being earned. Okay. So if you get the high pay faster premium program, simply reach out to the person that gave you the invitation to this webinar and say, yo, I want to this thing, get the high pay faster premium program. And they will send you a link to get access to it and make the payment and join us. And I would see your email from my dashboard, and I'm going to send you access to my special bonus if you're among the first 5 people. If you're not among the first 5 people, that's fine, because you still have from now to Wednesday to make the payment of 36,500 naira. Not only that, you're also going to get 2 special bonuses from me, because you're going to send the person the email and I will send it to you. Okay. So let's talk about frequently asked questions. I know some of you have questions. Yeah, right? If you are not from Nigeria, that's fine too. They will send you a link and you can make payments in whatever currency that it is that you're actually using to pay. Okay. So the first question I usually get is, Walter, can I do this from my phone? And the answer is yes, but not every skill that you can do from your phone right here, right? There are some skills that you can't do from your phone. So that's important. So something like you can do technical writing from your phone, copywriting like me, some parts of social media marketing and digital marketing, this thing, content writing, right? But you can't do UI UX design from your phone. So please take note of that, right? Now, when this program starts, I said it already. Now, this is an online program that is available to you immediately. You make payments, and you can join anytime, and get access to all the materials and skills mentioned above immediately, right? What if I have a job or I'm a business student? Can I do this on the side? 100% yes, but you have to bring out at least 2 to 3 hours every single day to dedicate to this, and you are good to go, right? What if I don't have a digital skill? That's not a problem, as there are currently five, I'll be six, sorry about that, six high income skills that you can learn in the high pay fast performing program. And I'll keep adding more basically, and you get them for free if you join now instead of paying a higher price, right? Am I going to pay for anything else? No, absolutely not. Upon payment, you won't be asked to pay for anything else. And neither will you have a need to, because freelancing requires like 99% no startup cost, right? Now, how long until I get my first clients and start making money? I could easily tell you 2 weeks or less. And I have proof to back that up. But here's the thing, not everyone is going to get their first clients that fast. For some, it might take up to 1 month or more, right? The only thing I can guarantee you is that if you focus on implementally, ruthlessly, and patiently, what I'm going to show you inside the high pay first paying program, you're going to get clients paying upwards of $1,000 per project and lots more as demand for your job or as your demand increases as you get better at this, right? So how long will you have access to everything? You're going to have a lifetime access to everything, so you can relax and go through it at your own pace. Now, how long will it take me to go through the high pay fast permanent program? This is another question I get asked. And this usually depends on your order for success. Usually it takes about 14 to 15 days for you to go through this, right? Cool. Now, do I need to go through every section of the program before I get my first client? Well, the answer to that is no. Simply pick a high income skill, not just a high income skill, then you pick on that section, and then you are good to go. Okay, and you pick a way of a method of getting clients, and you're good to go. So you don't have to go through every single skill. In fact, that's an instruction. Don't go through every skill. Pick one, so it's easier and faster for you to get results. Okay. Now, with the price of the HPF increase anytime soon, 100% yes. So hopefully, I've been able to answer all your questions, right? So to get the high performance farming program at the current price of 36,500 and still be among the first five people, I've already started seeing people coming in here. By the way, I'm seeing some receipts from here, right? Then what you want to do is reach out to the person that brought you to this webinar, not any other person. Somebody texts you and say blah blah blah, block the person's head. You are too old to get scammed on the internet at this modern day and time, right? So reach out to the person, say you want to get the high pay parent program, you want to make payment for it, and the person will send you a link. You get to join, and you get my special bonus. Not only my special bonus, you also get the special bonus I gave to everyone from now till Wednesday, which is the deadline for it, which is the 30 days email profit blueprint program, which is basically how you can become a well-paid email copywriter in 30 days. One of the easiest programs out there and easiest skills out there. And also the freelance for smartphone. I'm going to give it to you for free, whereas people pay around 65,000 for this. Okay? So now let's ask some questions, or let me go through some questions live here, live on the class. Okay, so let me see. If you have your questions, I'm watching them through my tablet, and you can ask me about them. Okay. Darlington said he joined from Instagram. The person, I don't understand how did the person do that, right? So I don't know for that. Was like, yeah, who gave you the ad on Instagram, right? Who was the person that said this class is holding? Join it. Is it main freelancer or they said reach out to him or her and say, yeah, I want to get this, right? You must have seen it from someone, right? Now, if it's on LinkedIn, whoever posted this on LinkedIn, same thing, reach out to the person and you're good to go. So someone says, I have an Upwork account. Should I create one? No, you don't need to create one. You can simply just rearrange the current listing you have to fit your new what do we call it? Okay. Cool. Right. Let me see. Questions. If you just join now, what you want to do, don't even ask about what you are paying or this thing. Wait for the replay and watch it, and you'll be good to go. Right? So I'm looking for more questions. Um, price goes back to normal, which is 50,000 naira basically. Okay. Mm. Can Cameroonian get access to this training too? Yes, 100% they can, right? Yes, so I have Cameroonians can. I have Cameroonian students, and I have students from Ghana and different parts of Africa. So that is not a problem. Don't stress yourself about it, okay? Please, would you price change after Wednesday? Yep. Sometimes you can scroll past on social media and see an ad and link to join. What if I can't remember the person who sent me the adverts? Well, send me a TM and I'll help you find that person. Um, what if you're unable to make the payment before Wednesday? You won't get access to my bonuses, but the program will still be available, but you have to pay a different price and the rest of that. Okay. So if you cannot afford it, one thing you can do is you can find the way to raise the money to afford it. That's one. If you don't want to do that, right? Or if you feel like there's no way you can do that, the main thing you should take is look on the bright side. You've learned a lot of things on today's class regards to freelancing and how you can do it. So you can maybe start from the University of YouTube or whatever it is to actually help yourself out. Right? So I still have about 3 more minutes for questions. So let's keep going. All right. So, which skill do you already have? You can't say you just have a digital skill because a digital skill might not be a high income skill, right? So, it depends. You let me know what skill it is you have, and we're good to go. All right, awesome, awesome. I think I've already gotten my first 5 people, but keep coming in. I might just consider everyone who makes payments this night. I've already gotten my first 5 people, basically. So, questions. Apple laptop or HP laptop, any laptop is good, right? I do most of my work from either my tablet or my phone itself since I'm a copywriter. If you want to do so, if you are trying to be a UI UX designer, maybe I would say Apple or a high end Windows laptop is good to go with, right? Okay, fine. If you're not from Nigeria, I'll give you a special consideration for the special bonus, okay? So someone says all done with deployments. Awesome. Once I'm done, I'll go to my dashboard and send it to you. Probably we'll do that by midnight, yeah. I need to go and eat and rest. It's been a hectic day, right? You joined Facebook and follow the link and followed. Just reach out to me. You show me if you can show me the advert, I'll help you locate the person. Okay. Mm. I have no skills yet. Hope that won't be a problem. Nope, it's not going to be a problem at all. Right? If you have these skills, then what you just need to do is know how to get high paying clients. Right? It's not something you want to stress. Right? Web development is also an awesome skill. Well, one of the things I always tell people is if you can choose to learn between a technical skill and a writing skill, I'll always choose technical skill, especially if money is what you're looking for. And here's why: technical skills are a lot more complicated to actually getting jobs and stuff like web development, UI UX design, programming, and the rest. There's tons of job in them, but you hear about all these layoffs, and you're not hearing any of any writer being laid off. Why would they lay off their writers? It's not happening, right? And also, it's much easier to get jobs the writing skill because you can simply create a mock-up portfolio in like in like an hour or so. So that's one advice I like to give. But if you want to do that, those other skills, 100%, they're still high paying skills and have tons of demand. Okay. So we just joined the WhatsApp group. Well, the train, blah blah blah. Which train is going to take? It's a video distance, so you are going to get access to it forever, basically. The payment is 36,500 naira. Okay. I joined from WhatsApp to do and the rest of that. All right, guys, I'm looking for more questions. Let me even check from my laptop here. Mm. Yeah, you can pay at a later date, but the price will be different. Mm. Blessing says, can we pay instrumentally? So what you do, you discuss that with whoever brought you to this webinar, and you should be good to go. Okay, all right, so you should be good to go. Don't send anybody a DMO, please. I told you you're too old to get scammed. Reach out to the person who brought you here, and you should be good. All right, so we'll have 1 more minute. So, any other question, guys? And let me see. PayPal is illegal in Nigeria. How do you get paid? You don't use PayPal. Number one, PayPal will block your money. PayPal are enemy of progress. If they see you making more than $500, $1,000, they start asking stupid questions, right? But if you want to open a PayPal account in Nigeria, that's still not hard, right? That one is not there. But I don't even recommend PayPal for receiving your payment for any reason. Even if you get it and you want to exchange it, it's hell. The rates are so fucking low. In fact, it's lower than bank rates, so you don't want that. Okay. Awesome, 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 awesome. All right, guys. So God bless all of you attended this webinar. I hope I've been able to fill you with knowledge. If you're among the first 5 people, expect your distance by midnight, right? I believe I've already gotten them here. And if I might also just decide that everyone who makes payment between now and midnight will get that special bonus, right? And also, in the simplest of this thing, the advice I can give you is you've learned a legal way to make tons of money online, right? This one is up to you. If you can afford the program, you get in. If you can't afford the program, don't go and kill yourself, right? It's okay. You've learned the knowledge, and someday you'll probably be able to afford the program and the rest of that. And you get in there, but you're not going to probably get the bonus I'm giving between now and Wednesday, but that's still fine. Okay? So if you have money, you're most likely going to spend that money on something else. It could be for shoe, it could be on your man, it could be on your babe, or whatever it is you're going to do, right? So you want to make sure you at least you try and spend it on something that is going to give you good returns, either satisfies your heart or at least brings you returns in money. Okay, so that's basically just my advice, and I'm ending the broadcast now. I'll see you guys inside. Okay, I'm going to share the replay and send some reminders to the group until Wednesday. So let me know until then. Okay, see you guys later.